Hello and welcome to Friday's Masterclass edition of Cracking the Cryptic. This is the episode each week where we do what we originally intended the channel to all be about. We try to solve a cryptic crossword live for you and talk through our thoughts such as they are. Now, today's puzzle, I think this might be a debut in this Friday series for Steve Bartlett, who used to be, I think I'm right in saying, used to be the editor of the Enigmatic Variations, which is a really nice, difficult cryptic that appears, I think it's in the Sunday Telegraph. It used to be in the Sunday Telegraph when I used to do it. But Steve also constructs listener crosswords, I think under the pseudonym External. And the snitch today is off the scale high. Well, not off scale, but it's like 150 or something, which means this is going to be a difficult puzzle. Okay, the first three names there are typists, so people who solve it, I presume, solve it rather than get the answers off the internet, but solve it on paper and then type the answers in. Moan is John McCabe. That's a real time 6 minutes. You can see John's 2.5 minutes faster than Matthew Marcus and Mark Goodliff. It's extraordinary. But I mean, for Mark and Matthew to be taking nearly 9 minutes to solve a puzzle shows how difficult the puzzle is. I mean, look, you can get into the top 10 by being 13 minutes 16 seconds. Jason James there at number 10. I mean, wow, this is definitely hard. Let's look at the top 100. Okay, so you can get into the top 100 with 2 errors at the moment. And this person is a typist who made an error, and part of me rejoices. Is that mean? I'm sorry. There we go. So, okay, now let's go back up to, maybe I can press. The Times website, by the way, has been playing up a bit recently. I don't know if any other people have been finding that. But I think we're all good. I've got the dictionary on the screen. I've got no birthdays to do in the crossword video today. There will be birthdays in the Sudoku video later on. What else can I mention? Over on Patreon, we've got Mark Solver, the Club Monthly Special from the Times, which is always worth watching. Incredible. That's an incredibly hard puzzle where any vocabulary goes. And Mark attempts that without a dictionary. So it's sort of, it's the Scrabble equivalent of watching a game involving, is it Nigel Richards? Anyway, that's over on Patreon at the moment. Welcome if you're joining us from the Minute Cryptic videos that we now do on various social media platforms. I think you're going to be in for a treat if you are here from Minute Cryptic, because these Times Friday puzzles tend to be absolutely brilliant. Is there anything else I need to mention? No. So let's get cracking. This is the one we're going to click. I don't believe it. Hang on. Let's see if we can make that work. There we go. We can. So what do we have to do here? We have got 1 across 4 letters. Display of gender inequality encapsulates current peeve. I don't know. Quick reminder, if you're new to cryptic crosswords, all of these clues will have a definition of the answer to be entered. And then that definition tends to be at the start or the end of the clue. So this might be a 4-letter word that means display, or it might be a 4-letter word that means peeve, I would think. Then the rest of the clue is going to be a recipe that tells you how to build up that answer. So it might say put a word in another word, or anagram some letters. Now, display of gender inequality. A display of gender inequality. I've no idea what that means. The reason I'm focusing on that part of the clue is the next 2 words, encapsulates current. I think that means we might have to put an I in this clue. Because Ohm's law, V equals IR, volts equals amps times resistance. Current obviously is measured in amps, I in that equation. So in fact, we should check the all abbreviations, or basically all abbreviations, have to be supported by the dictionary. So let me just try and justify why there we go. I, physics, electric current. So I think this is going to have an I in it. I think it's going to mean peeve. And I don't know what it is. Should we try? Let's try one down. It's 10 letters. Bad behaviour of several types on tube. I've certainly seen some bad behaviour on the tube in my time, but as usual with these cryptic clues, you must, whatever image they throw up into your brain, cast that image aside. It won't help you solve the clue, or it very rarely will. Bad behaviour of several types on tube. The tube can be a sort of euphemism for the television. Is that from the fact it used to have a cathode ray tube in it? I don't know. Several types on tube. Don't know. I'm trying to think of short synonyms for types. I was thinking of ilks, but it's not giving me anything. So we'll try 2 down. 5 letters. Attack in sports bar of criminal associate. Attack in sports bar. Criminal associate. I don't know. That's an intriguing clue. Attack in sports. Is that some sort of reference to, like, if you do an attack in fencing or something? Bar the word of? And then we're looking for a 5-letter word for a criminal associate, which could be, I don't know, I was thinking of words like abettor or fence or something like that. I don't like that one either. No, I haven't got off to an auspicious start here. Right, let's try 3 across. 10 letters. Suspect due bail holding. Everyone back is not to be praised. That was read appallingly. Suspect due. I mean, okay, I can at least understand what I think is going on with this one. So the surface is trying to make us think of a suspect in a criminal case who's due to receive bail. But I think the word suspect here is being used to indicate we're going to treat the letters due and bail in a suspect way. We're going to treat them iffily. We're going to anagram them. And if I anagram due and bail, and then that holds, so inside it has a 3-letter word for everyone. Can you think of a 3-letter word for everyone? I'm thinking of all. Back, so reversed. Then all of that will equal not to be praised. Something like unlaudable or something. It's something like that, isn't it? Not to be suspect. Oh, I mean, it is something like that. I just can't see what it is. Not to be praised. Let's say BLE at the end. Is it? I really want it to have laudable in it. Delaudable? That can't be a word. No, laudable. Laudable needs the D. What's going on? I've got so many L's in this as well. Not to be praised. Ilaudable? I-double-L? Is that a word? That is not a word, I know. That's got 2 I's in it, which is going to be wrong. Laudable, it must be. Yeah, that looks better. So that's 2 A's. I've got the A from all and the A from bail. I've got 3 L's. I've got 1 I. I've got a D and a B and a U. So ilaudable. Not to be praised. Feels right, doesn't it? I just don't know the word. Let's see if we can justify any of this. So 8 down begins with E, 4 letters. Like fish caught somewhere in East Anglia. Okay, I can do that. Okay, somewhere in East Anglia. It often comes up in cryptic crosswords with a reference like C, S-E-E, because a C is somewhere that a bishop looks after. And so a short C, i.e. a place that is a city, is the city of Ely, E-L-Y, which is in East Anglia. Now, if we catch the word Ely, what do? We hear it. And the city of Ely, E-L-Y, sounds exactly the same as this word, which you don't probably see very often unless you do play Scrabble. Ely, like an eel. So like fish. I think that's going to be... So I think like fish is the definition here. And then catching something that sounds like the city of Ely. I mean, gosh, as I'm explaining that, I'm thinking how hard that must be. If you're watching this from overseas and you don't know there's a city called Ely, and why would you? And that is brutal. It's just brutal. Especially if you're new to cryptic crosswords and the concept of homophones are probably, are not things you've maybe seen before. That's very hard. Let's try 6 down. 7 letters beginning with D. Mocking of French cooking, having no right. I don't know what this is, but I think it's going to be a 7-letter word that means mocking. And then of French, I think that's going to be saying, what is the French word for of? Now, I'm not so sure. Is it do, or is it... Maybe it can be either. And then after that, we need 5 more letters, don't we? So cooking, having no right. I think it's going to be a word for cooking. Grill or grilling or something, having no R in it. R can be a valid abbreviation for right again. I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise. Right and left, R and L. Let's check the dictionary and see if we can actually find it there. So mocking. If someone's mocking, they are derisive. They are mocking. Let's try and get 11 across. 5 letters ending in L. Weak king charges let down. Okay, I can do this one. Even this one isn't that easy. Well done. If any of you have got this, I think that's really excellent, especially if you've got this only as a result of watching these videos, because it shows that you're starting to think in the necessary way. So firstly, if you're reading this clue, force yourself to decide what you think the definition is. Do you think it's weak? Do you think it's down? Do you think it's let down? If you think it's the word weak, well done. That's correct. Bear in mind, by the way, if you're a listener crossword setter or solver, if you look under W, I'm pretty sure, there you go, weak. As in a weak particle or a weak boson. So W can be an abbreviation for weak, but you won't. I don't think you'll see that in the normal times. But anyway, we're looking for a 5-letter word that means weak. And then king charges let down. If you charge a glass, what do? You fill it. So we need an abbreviation for king, and that's going to fill a 4-letter word that means let down. Now, I want to just talk briefly about the word king, because I've said a 4-letter word that means let down. If you do see king at the moment, we've got King Charles here in the UK. And King Charles's sort of regal abbreviation is CR, Charles Rex. So king could be CR. But the other 2 possibilities for the word king are K, which is from chess scoring. Remember, the knight in chess is normally abbreviated to an N, not a K. So a king's move in chess scoring is K. So king can be abbreviated to K. But, as I've just indicated, king can also be R, from the Latin word for king, Tyrannosaurus rex. So rex is the Latin for king, and R is a valid abbreviation for king. Let me just show you that. Oh, there. You can see queen as well, Regina. And they both come up a lot. So here we're actually looking to put R in a word that means let down. And if something lets you down, it fails you, doesn't it? So fail around R gives frail. Now let's go back here. Mocking. Defame. Yeah, okay. Cooking. I've thought of a word that means cooking that's got an R in it. That's 6 letters, and I can take the R out. The word is frying. And if I take R out of frying, I get fying. And now if I add a DE there, defying. If you defy somebody, you mock them, don't you? So that is going to be... every answer we get is sort of a victory for the goodies. That's what it is. Right, let's have a look at 7 down. 5-4. Helps nursing large, sickly-looking bird. Barn owl, no. Helps nursing. If you nurse something, if you nurse your glass, you sort of look after it. You don't drink it very quickly, don't you? Do you? So to nurse something is to cosset it, to coddle it, to surround it and protect it. So it might be we need a word for helps that's going to surround L. Because L can be a valid abbreviation for large, and you have seen that on all your clothing labels. Well, if you are large, or if you're looking for large size, LL on the clothing label would clearly indicate large. So helps, backs, black bill or black sill or something, or black sickly looking would be one. Yeah, that's lovely. Black swan. So to help is to back. If you back something, you help it. So in the plural, backs. Nurse is the L for large. Sickly looking, one as in pale. And then a black swan is a bird. Now we've got a K in 13 across. Let's have a look at that. 6 letters. Oh, a fly has just flown in. Bad fly. It's a very noisy fly. At least it's not a wasp. Right. Fluid consumed in a dress regularly, visited for bevies. Fluid consumed in a dress regularly visited for bevies. Drinks would fit for bevies, wouldn't it? Fluid is ink. Yeah, okay, so I mean, we're very fortunate. This K is huge there, isn't it? So here, again, it's the same principle always. We're looking for a word that means fluid or bevies here. In this case, bevies. The rest of the clue is a recipe. The fluid is the ink that's consumed by, so it's inside. Address regularly. If you see regularly in a cryptic crossword, it means take the regularly occurring letters in that word. And by regularly occurring, it'll either mean the odd numbered letters 1, 3, 5, 7, etc., or the even numbered letters 2, 4, 6. And if you look at 2, 4, 6 in the word address, they are D, R, and S. So we're going to put D, R, and S around the ink, and we get drinks, which definitely are bevies. So we'll try 5 down now. Beginning with A, ending in D, 5 letters. Passion visible in commercial broadcast. Now, this is definitely doable, even if you're very new to cryptic crosswords. If you haven't got this, pause the video. Give yourself a chance, because you'll get this. So here again, same principle. We're looking for a word that either means passion or it means broadcast. If you think it means broadcast, well done. What commercial? In commercial. So we're going to be putting something in a word that means a commercial. A commercial is an advert. Short word for an advert, an ad. We've got that. A and D. So we just need to think of a 3-letter word for passion and put it in the middle. If you show passion for something, you've got ire. Ire often anger, but also passion. And then if something was broadcast in the past, it aired. Look at this one. I'm actually not going to look at the clue. Sometimes it's very helpful not to look at the clue because your brain might tell you the answer before you actually have to look at the clue, and your brain gets polluted with all of the nonsense that Steve will have tried to, mislead you with. I thought, for some reason, my brain went to Dick Whittington, which is clearly wrong. But anyway, I can't think of the answer, so now I'm going to have to read the clue, which is often the way with Cryptic crosswords. 411. Route. Something way? Passageway? No, not nearly. Route. Sometime entered by you and a learner bearing west. Something carriageway, dual carriageway. It's dual carriageway, but I don't know why. Let's put that in. Dual carriageway, which is a route. It's a type of road. Right, sometime. Day, presumably. It's lovely, actually. Yeah, I understand it. So sometime, a unit of time is a day. So that's this D and this A and this Y. And the day is entered by, so inside the word day, we're going to put you. Now, this has become very common in cryptic crosswords, I think really only in the last year or so, from texting. If you wrote you in a text, the letter U, it would clearly be sort of an abbreviation for the word you, Y-O-U. So this is the word you, and a learner, A. A learner, as in a learner driver, would be L plates. Bearing, your bearing is the way you carry yourself, it's your carriage. And then west, or compass point, W. So inside the word day, we put a whole heap of things in order to create dual carriageway. Now, we haven't looked at this one. Oh, well, but I do know an opera. Is it Lohengrin? So this could be Lohengrin without actually reading the clue. 9 letters. See female, perhaps show liking for opera. If you see something, what might you say in the old days? You might have said, lo and behold. I'm sure we all said that. So lo for see. Female, perhaps. Well, a hen is an example of a female. And if you show liking for something, you might grin at it. So lo and grin. I'm sorry, I ruined that one a bit by thinking, just looking at the word opera and thinking I might know it. Right, let's try and do this one. 9 down, 6 letters. Again, I've got an idea. I'm looking at the end of the clue, and I have a thought for what this could be. Great sources for research into construction material. Actually, no, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was going to be tarmac for construction material. Great sources for research. No, it's not tarmac. Right, but I have got it. Try and decide for yourselves again. What's the definition? Here it's harder to work it out. Do we think it's great, or do we think it's construction material or material? If you think it's great, no, it's not. If you think it's material, that's correct. Or we're about to get a little bit of aeroplane noise as Maverick buzzes past on a very hot day again. Sorry about that. I can't do anything about Maverick's buzzing past my attic window. Yeah, we're looking for a 6-letter material here. Now, the way to solve the clue is to read this phrase, sources for research into construction. Because once I isolate that part of the clue, what could that mean if we're thinking about it cryptically as part of the recipe? Sources for research into construction. It's literally saying take the sources, the origins of those 3 words, their initial letters, R, I, C. R, I, C. And now you should all be able to get it. If something is great, it is fab. And fabric is, of course, a material. Now, Godfather would fit here, 10 across. I think it's not that though. Tanner. 9 letters. Tanner, starting run, beats hides hard. That's a very good surface. Somebody who works in a tannery would obviously beat hides hard. I think I don't know why it's the answer, but it's somebody who tans not in a sense of tanning leather, but who actually tries to get a suntan would be a sunbather. So I think sunbather is going to be the answer given these checking letters, but I've no idea why. Let's see if we can work out why. Starting run beats hides hard. That's very hard. Yeah, okay. I can you, if you can't see why that's the answer, it's a brilliant clue. It is a brilliant clue. But I don't think it's that easy to see why sunbather is the answer. But maybe you guys all can very quickly. But I mean, I've written it in, and even then, it's taken me a moment or two. The way this works is gorgeous. So the hides hard bit is understandable. If you saw H on a pencil, what would it mean? It would mean hard lead. So H is a valid abbreviation for hard. We can see that. Let's go to the dictionary. Oopsie. Hard on lead pencils. So there we go. So hiding hard is hiding this H inside something else. Now, the thing we're hiding the H in is an anagram of the letters run beats. But you might say, and it's a valid question, well, where's the anagram indicator? You can't just present letters to the solver and expect the solver to understand they need to be anagrammed. Well, Steve hasn't done that. He's told you that these letters are starting. Now, if you start, you're startled, aren't you? So that is one of the meanings of the word start. So the letters are sort of being startled and therefore anagrammed. I love that. So Tanner's starting run beats hides hard. I mean, it's a beautiful surface, that. Very nice clue. And I would think much more difficult if you don't have, we were fortunate we had some checking letters. Let's go for 12 across, 7 letters. Ending in N. Concerned about animal enclosure. Suffering infestation. Concerned about animal enclosure. I don't know what this is at all. The only thing I'm thinking is, can I think of short synonyms for an animal enclosure? I can think of a couple. I can think of sty as in a pigsty, pen as in a pig pen. And pen, there's an N there. So is it some sort of P at the start? Suffering. If you're suffering an infestation of something, you're overrun with it. Yeah, that's tricky, but that's right, isn't it? Overrun is the answer. Concerned. If something is concerned about something, it's over that something, isn't it? It's on the subject of it. And then an animal enclosure is not a sty or a pen, it's a run, as in a chicken run or something. So overrun, and then the definition is suffering infestation. Now, fence would fit here. Attack. Oh, right. I even said fence before. I didn't understand. It didn't even occur to me it was right. I couldn't see it at all. But now with these checking letters, I'm rethinking why it could be fence, and it is fence. Again, great practice. If you're looking at that clue and you're like I've just been doing and thinking, well, why is it fence? Force yourself to understand it. Once you understand it, it makes sense, and it's really good practice. So, especially I think in American sports, the attack side of the game is described as offence. So attack in sports, offence. Bar, so excluding the word of. So if we take the of off the offence, we just get word left with fence, and a fence is a criminal associate. Somebody who fences goods is somebody who sort of money launders, aren't they? They sort of take the bad goods and sell them on or something. Now let's go here, because if I'm right about this having an I in it, that I would have to go there. So peeve. A pet peeve is a rift? Not really, I don't think. Display of gender inequality, blank F blank. Oh, if you peeve somebody, this is a bit of a northern word from, I grew up in the north of England, but you were miffed, weren't you? Miff is a word that means peeve. So display of gender inequality, is this saying MFF? So there are more females than there are males. I think that is the idea. So male and female, M and F, they're obviously valid abbreviations for those things. If you saw them on a lavatory in a pub, you'd know exactly what they meant, M and F. But here, we've got two Fs and only one M, so there's a gender inequality. But we put the I in the middle, and then myth. Let's look up myth. It's a nice word, myth. It doesn't say it's northern. A slight feeling or fit of resentment, a minor quarrel, a tiff, to put in a bad mood, annoy or offend, to take offence, or of a plant, to wither away or fade, to miff off. The English language is fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at one down. Oh, we've looked at this one already. Bad behaviour. I was thinking disorderly, but no, misconduct would fit. That's going to be right, because that's got the word duct at the end, and a duct is a tube. I don't know why it's misconduct, but I'm sure it is. So misconduct. Types. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's good. Right. So we're making our bad behaviour out of. So the word of is sort of doing the duty of an equal sign. I often say, people say, "Oh, I'm not. I'm a scientist. I won't be any good at cryptic crosswords." No. Cryptic crosswords are incredibly mathematical, I think. They follow a very rigid structure, and they often read, all these clues can be read, I think, as equations. So bad behaviour is made out of, so is equal to, this series of instructions. Several types are sort of miscellaneous, MISC, or a miscellany maybe, but misc, if something was misc, it would be several types. Then it's literally the word on, that's in the clue, and then a tube is a duct. And we can create misconduct out of all that. Now, let's go for this. 15 letters, beginning with C, 18 across. Train old falcon not to turn aggressive. That is a superb surface as well. Was it going to be something like conflagrational or something? Confrontational? So falcon old not is 12. Yeah, I think... No, hang on. No, I'm wrong. Well, I'm sort of right. I was trying to work out what the 15 letters of anagram fodder is. It feels like an anagram, this. The word turn is in the clue, and if we turn letters, we sort of can rearrange them. So we're looking here for a 15-letter word that means aggressive. And obviously, if you train letters, that could be an anagram indicator as well. So I was trying to think of... And also, I'm familiar with the word con, C-O-N. To con, in Old English, And I think it's come into it. Certainly, I've seen it in the Times before. To train, to con is to study. In fact, let's look at that. Con has lots of meanings, as you can see here. So the to trick here. Con. It says it's archaic, but to know, to learn, to study carefully. So I was thinking maybe train was going to be the con of confrontational, but no, it isn't. What's happening here is the word old is being abbreviated to O. And if we do that and then count letters, we've got train 5, O for old 6, another 6 for falcon, then 3 more for not. That gives us 15 letters, and those letters are the ones turning. And that should, I think, give me the right fodder for confrontational. Confrontational. Feels right, doesn't it? And now, basically, we've almost done the top. We've got 14 down, which sort of does spill over into the top of the grid. So if we can get this, we've almost certainly done the top. I think we'll count it as having done the top. 10 letters. Blank Y at the start. Very large cat. Tucked into round lamprey, perhaps. Lamprey. You've got to be careful eating lots of lampreys. I don't know what this is. If I was guessing, I would think this is a word that means very large. And the reason I'm not actually sure about that, but I was thinking before I'd just done a letter count that if I could think of a short word for a cat, I could tuck that into an anagram of round. Now, anything round in a cryptic crossword sense tends to be the letter O, and that is, believe it or not, supported by the dictionary. If you look literally under the letter O, it is defined here, anything round. So something round is literally O is defining it. So O, and then lamprey perhaps feels like it's an anagram of the letters of lamprey. But that gives 8 letters if it's O lamprey, and then I'd have to have a 2-letter cat. I don't know any words, I don't think, for a 2-letter cat. Okay, so let's abandon that thought slightly, and instead let's just try to think. Okay, if it's not that, what is it? It's going to be very large cat tucked into round, perhaps cycle? So maybe the definition is lamprey, perhaps, which is a slightly terrifying definition. I'm not sure I know a great deal about lampreys. I want to say they're sort of eels again, but that could even be wrong. And I won't look it up because I don't know. Very large. Just a little segue. Very large in cryptic crossword lands can sometimes be the abbreviation OS, which stands for something like outsize or oversize or something. Outsize, there it is. So very large. It could be VL. Very can be abbreviated to V, and L can be large. We've already seen that, but it could be OS. And then a cat, Tom. A tomcat. I mean, there are lots of 4-letter words for various types of cats. Lion, lynx, puma. A cat can also be a whip. So no, I've had quite a few thoughts about that, but nothing is sticking. All right, let's go somewhere else. 16 down, 9 letters. Case in antrim. Let's stop there. Case in antrim. What does that feel like it's saying? If we're thinking about this, if that is part of the recipe, what is that saying? The case of a word. Well, that's going to be its outside letters, the letters casing it. So A and M. Case in antrim. Settled, in which one is reprieved. Something like amnesty. Settled, nested. Settled, nesting. Amnesting? Don't like that. I don't think that could. Amnesting. Settled, nest. If you're settled, you're in the nest, aren't you? You're nested, I would have said. Or nestled, amnestled. I don't know. It's something like amnesty. It's some, but I don't know what it is. Right, we're going to move swiftly on before I show my ignorance even further. 19 down, which begins with R and is 7 letters. Cylindrical package, Vicky unwrapped, is carpet. I don't know what this is either, but Vicky unwrapped in the middle of the clue is clearly not part of the definition. And what does that mean? If we're thinking about it again from a recipe perspective, you're going to unwrap the word Vicky. Well, that feels like we're going to take away the case of the word, the V and the Y, which would give ick. It's given me the ick. But if that's right, could we be looking for a word of this with this sort of... So if I can think of a cylindrical package, then... And there is a small point there. You might be saying, oh, could package be a container indicator? So could it be a word for cylindrical, packaging into it the ick? I don't think so, because I think that would have to say packaged or packages. Cylindrical package, Vicky unwrapped, is not grammatically sound to mean put ick into a word for cylindrical. But if it was packages or packaged, it would be. So carpet is, if you carpet something, you sort of tell it off, you criticise it. Cylindrical, a cylindrical package. Oh, that's really poor. A roll? Rollick? Oh, rollick. Yeah, it's a rollick. That's another word from my youth. He got it right, rollicking. I often got it right, rollicking. My goodness. Anyway, so cylindrical package, a roll. Ick, we've explained. And then to rollick. Let's look it up. I'm not going to change it. So, rollick. Oh, look at that. Rollick looks more like frolic there. To rebuke severely. A severe scolding. Now, we've got an I in this one. Let's go there. 5 letters ending in I, 26 across. Rejecting outsiders. So let's stop there. Rejecting outsiders. It could be some form of xenophobia, but it's much more likely to be part of the recipe and telling us we're going to remove the outside letters of chap with his land. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? We literally have to do what it says. We're going to remove the outside letters of the words chap, with, and his. And if we do that, we get HA from chap, IT from with, and I from his. And that creates Haiti, which is a land. It's great. Very nice clue. Rejecting outsiders, chap with his land. Let's try 25 down. 4 letters, blank H at the start. Tungsten. Now, I say this every week probably, but whenever you see a chemical element in a cryptic crossword, you really need to be familiar with its abbreviation. Tungsten is one of those weird ones. I think it used to be called wolfram, so it's W. So tungsten, half of striking tool, forcibly hit. Well, okay. Could have gone for a different definition, depending on whether you like Last Christmas and things, but A hammer is a striking tool. We'll take half of it, and that creates wham. And if you wham something, you forcibly hit it. Now we could look at this one. M blank blank K at the start of a 10-letter word. Semi-aquatic creature. Spiked rump badly. Okay. I mean, I know how this works. I just wish I could immediately write the answer in. But spiked rump badly means take the letters spiked rump. There are 10 of them, and treat them badly. So anagram them. And then a semi-aquatic creature is a... What is it then? Mud something? Mud skipper? A mud skipper, is that a thing? Is that some sort of fly? A mud? I think the anagram fodder is there, and it fits the pattern mud skipper. I don't know what that is, but let's look it up. A mud skipper. It is there in the dictionary. It is a goby, so it's a fish. A goby found in Africa, Japan, able to remain out of water and skip about on bare mud using its fins. That's brilliant. Ever since I was a boy. Why is my phone buzzing, by the way? Sorry if I got some sort of bad... goodness. I can't deal with that. So, yeah, when I was a boy, I've been to Cornwall every year of my life, and my grandfather used to hunt for the goby pool, the best goby pool on the beach that year. And the beach would change because rocks would fall and break up the cliffs. So, and then the seawater would fill different pools in. And my grandfather was a great one for finding the best goby pool, Goby. Yeah, I still do the same thing now. So what is this? Amnestied? Settled? And which one is reprieved? Amnestied. To be amnestied. That might be a word. Settled, nested. Oh, it is amnestied, and I actually understand it. Right. Difficult word. Right, but case of Antrim was right. AM. Settled is nested. In which one is? Now, I is the Roman numeral for the number 1. So we're going to put I in the middle of the word nested. So the instruction is perfect. And actually, we're just looking for a word then that means reprieved, which must be amnestied. So let's look up amnesty. Yeah, there it is as a transitive verb, to give amnesty to. So we can sort of past tensify it. Right, let's try 21 across. Iseult would fit here, as in Tristan and Iseult. Or is that sometimes Isolde? Oh goodness, this is Mark. This Mark keeps texting me. What? Okay. Six letters. In employee. Initially ignored. Person shoving. I can only think of one word that would fit here that isn't Iseult, and it's ostler. There's this word. An ostler is something to do. It's some sort of old tradesperson did an ostler. It's something to do with horses, I think. It's appalling that I don't remember that. In employee initially ignored. So hostler. Don't know. Person shoving. Does an ostler do shoving? I don't know. I'm not sure. Is this an R in 22 down? 5 letters. Go over river with mounting... Oh, I can do this one. Go over river with mounting speed. So bearing in mind we were thinking about this being an R, see if you can solve it. So river can be abbreviated to R. And then mounting speed, it's a down clue. So if we mount a word, we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to reverse it. So 4-letter word for speed. Your speed is your pace. And that allows... Oh, well, if I could have typed it properly. Reverse the word pace. Under the R, we get recap. And if you go over something, you recap it. So I think this is going to be ostler. So is this something like hosteler or something? Maybe hostler. Person shoving. Or no, okay, a person shoving is a jostler. And then we're going to initially ignore the word jostler, so we're going to take the J out. That's going to give us ostler. So an ostler must be somebody employed at an inn. I know there's a word ostler. I'm just not sure what they are. For some reason, something to do with horses is in the back of my mind. Oh, it is. A person who attends to horses at an inn. Okay, well, I didn't remember the at the inn bit. But ostler, there we go. Right, let's try 17 down. 9 letters beginning with I. Befuddled gent. I mean, let's stop there. It's possible this word that we're looking for here means befuddled. But if you befuddle the letters of the word gent, that's going to anagram them, isn't it? So I'm immediately thinking the other side of the clue is going to be the definition here. It's going, yeah, crabby. So I now think it's going to be irascible, although I am conscious of the fact that has none of the letters of gent in it apart from the E. So, but anyway, I'm thinking it might be irascible. Befuddled gent, barred from drunken celebrating, is crabby. Right. Now, celebrating is, I think, is 13 letters. And if I take the word letters of gent out, because they are befuddled within the string of letters celebrating is, and anagram what's left, I'm pretty sure you get irascible. I mean, I'd never, if I was in a competition, I'd just write that in. And I wouldn't try and even check the anagram. It just feels right. I think it is right, isn't it? Irascible. I'm the sort of person that would get that I wrong and put A or the other way around, but I think irascible has got an I here. Now, what about that one? 27. 9 letters. Cabriolet is what I'm thinking. Horseman in a party, I'm unsure, should be in company. Horseman in a party, I'm unsure, should be in company. Horseman, is that going to be a cobbler or something? Or in a party? I mean, I'm unsure, I think is going to be a reference either to or Because if you were to express the fact you were unsure about something, you would say or So, I don't know. At the end feels very likely, doesn't it? Should be in company. I don't know. I don't know what that one is. Right, let's try this one. Beginning with C, 7 letters. Domes, 13 shelters on high. Well, when you see numbers written like this, and it's not written as 13 THIRTEEN, is it? It's written as the number. Quite often, it will mean the answer 13 across in this instance. So which is drinks. So let's substitute drinks in and reread the clue. Domes, drinks, shelters on high. Domes. Domes are what? Cones or cupola or something like that? Drinks. Okay, so maybe it's a word for drinks. Sheltering. A word for on high. And the whole thing does mean domes. So now I'm thinking of... Or colas. Oh, yeah, right. If you're on high, you're up. And that, if we put colas, which are drinks, around up, we can create cupolas. I thought the plural of that might end in E, but cupolas would definitely be domes. A dome is a cupola. So I think this must be right. I don't think you can pluralize the drink as Coca-Cola or colas with an E at the end. So I think cupolas is right there. I won't look that up just in case it's wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right. So 20 down, beginning with I, 6 letters. Essentially flimsy, ashen stick. Well, that's fine. If you take the essence of a word, what would that mean to you? What's the essence of something? It's the heart of it, isn't it? And I still don't think, for those of you who like Minute Cryptic, that the soul of something, I don't think a word has a soul. I just don't. But I think a word might have an essence. I appreciate the distinction is fine. But, sorry, that's a reference to yesterday's Minute Cryptic. But anyway, essentially, so the essence of the word flimsy is its 2 central letters, I and M. And then if you're ashen, you are pale. And if you impale somebody, you stick them, you stab them. So let's try 24 down, 5 letters, beginning with L. Say romance is gripping subject. Say romance is gripping subject. What's romance? Love? Lust? And what's a short subject? RE from school, religious education? Or even sometimes, I think you see, you learn the 3 R's at school, don't you? Reading, writing, and arithmetic. So sometimes I think subject might be R euphemistically. Say. So 5-letter word that means say. Don't know. That's very annoying. Because now we've got these 3 difficult ones. Well, I've never looked at this one. 4 letters. Shrub, male, insect, snubbed. That's terrifying. Shrub, I think it's going to be a 4-letter shrub. Male, I don't know. I think it's going to be a word for a male. And then a word for an insect is going to be snubbed, removed from the word for male. And the insect, 3-letter insect, ant, bee, fly. Probably ant would be my best guess. So male, a word for male that has ant in it. I don't know, shrub. Oh, this is a terrifying clue. I mean, how many 4-letter shrubs are there? The answer, about a gazillion. Let's try that one again then. 14 down. We've got an S in it now, which we didn't have before. Very large cat, tucked into round, lamprey, perhaps. Very large? Could that be VL in the middle of this? No, that looks horrible. That looks absolutely horrible. Very large, tucked into round. Lamprey, perhaps. If you round something, do you cycle it? I'm wondering if we could have cyclo OS for very large. So if cat could be itself, CAT, if cat could be Tom, we could have that word, cyclostome. Oh, that would be horrible here. Caballero is a word. Is a horseman a caballero? I don't know. Oh dear, oh dear. Actually, I can justify the word caballero. I don't know what it means. Maybe it is a horseman, but horseman, if say that was caballero, so equal to, we're going to make it from a party. Well, a posh party would be a ball, wouldn't it? I'm uncertain, and that's all in an abbreviation for company, CO, caballero. And that would seem, so if there was a word, cyclostome? Cyclostome? Look at this dreadful E here in my shrub. And I've got, say, romance is gripping subject. Say, romance. The subject is a liege, as in a liege lord. Yeah, okay. I mean, that is justifiable. So, say could be, for example, e.g. That's e.g. Romance is gripping e.g. Well, a romance is a lie. And not, I mean, hopefully your romances aren't lies, but I think romance is a word that can mean to lie, not in the sense of to lie to bed or anything like that, but just, I think a romance is a word for a lie. And that would give us liege. We're going to have to look some of these up at the end, but let's now go back to this. So shrub, male, insect snubbed. Right, I can do this one. A male is a he, and an insect is a bee, B-double-E, and we're going to snub it. We're going to cut it short. If you snub something, you sort of cut the nose off it, I think. And that gives a hebe, and I think a hebe is a shrub. I mean, those last few there are brutal, and I still... Is it possible that there's a three-letter cat that isn't Tom that would work better there? Well, it's possible. It's possible, but I think this is what I would submit, so I will do that. Submit without leaderboard. Let's hope it's right. It is right. Now we have to get to the dictionary. So cyclostomy or cyclostome, I think is the pronunciation. A member of the cyclostomata, a class of animals with fixed open mouths, including the lampreys. Have I just totally not understood what a lamprey is? I thought a lamprey was an eel or something. A type of primitive fish-like vertebrate, or cyclostomy, which fixes itself to the fish it preys on, to stones by its sucking mouth. Good grief. Sounds like a horrible creature. Right, now let's look up hebe, which is, as you can see, shrubby plants, showy flowers, so shrub is okay there. Now, what other words were we looking at? Oh, the plural of cupola. Cupola. Well, it doesn't even say, it doesn't even list any, it's not in any doubt, is it? But a cupola is clearly there as a dome, so that's not terribly surprising. Oh, caballero, must look that up. It's a magnificent word. Caballero. Spanish gentleman, that's what I thought it meant. No, I mean, not in the sense that, if you'd have said, no, but that rings a bell. And then it says a horseman after that. So caballero, Spanish gentleman in the southwest of the US. I mean, there's quite a lot of difficult words in this. I will say, oh, illaudable. We never looked that up. Illaudable, not praiseworthy. So we've got sort of older words like myth. I think they're older anyway. Ely. It's a lively puzzle in terms of vocabulary. And then at the bottom we go mudskipper, ostler, cupolas, caballero, liege Hebe, and cyclostome. And then we got Lohengrin as well. I mean, there's quite a lot to know to solve that puzzle, but it was very, very entertaining indeed. Very enjoyable on this Friday. What we should do now, if you'll forgive me, is I'll have hopefully a quick go at the quick cryptic, assuming the machine allows me to. There we go. By ASP today. 9 letters. What connects books, fish, and net? Don't know. Mock company cod. Animal camel. Oh, Kamek. That's bad. A petulant move of uncle getting upset. Don't know. Let's try this one. Sack. Most valuable baseball hit. Home run? Probably. Member of Parliament. Owl. Lie about US agents. Hit. Don't know. Fairness seems to follow virtue. Good D. Fair. Don't know. He thinks the worst of people. A cynic. A smart doctor starts to case of dressy. Let's try that one. Bricks stop piercing winds. Big bricks. Piercing wines. It could be an anagram, actually. Bricks. Can't see it. Cuts nails back. Snip pins. Are they nails? Probably. I goofed up over operations. Oops. Article less about instructive experience. Something school. Don't know. Send on attacker. Don't know. Give birth with assistance. Whelp. Cool. It's not easy. Crash into back of car in the morning. Ram. Men in high places persecuting individual. Don't know. So, okay, let's look at one across. What contains books? School bag? It is, isn't it? That's a great clue. Wow. Lie about fed. Biffed. Cool, that's a great clue as well. Petulant. Move of uncle. Flounce? Petulant move is a flounce. Goodness me. Good something. Fairness. Good. Seems to follow virtue. Seems. Fairness. Good. Oh, I don't know. What's that one then? Suppose social worker, for example, is with child. Social worker. Aunt? Pregnant? Suppose. And then this one. Breeze blocks. Is that really what this is? Stop, block, piercing, wines, breeze. Good looks? Seems, looks, yeah. Professional sporting event in March. Protest. Boom box spa. So what is this then? Suppose social worker, for example, is with child. Expecting. I'm not sure about that. Suppose expectant. Maybe. Article less about instructive experience. Something object lesson. I think it's object lesson. Okay, small burger in New Delhi's range to begin with. A slider. What's this then? Terminator, tormentor, persecuting, tormentor, men in. Probably is that. You and I, woe, I would think. What is that word? Joy, failing to finish. Drink in large bowl. Don't know. Sound of person expelling air from lungs and chest. Oh, come on, Simon, you silly man. Coffer. Send on a forward. If you forward something, you send it on. So what is this then? Rum? Jorum? I don't know that word. Oh, I finished. Submit. I don't know this word. Jorum. Is it a word? Yes. 12th. Gosh. It's not often you have to look the words up in the quick cryptic. Jorum. A large drinking bowl from the Bible. Gosh. Got 2 spellings as well. That was a great puzzle. Not easy. Look at. Is it a pangram? Has it got a Q? It's got a J. It's got a Z. Has it got a Q? It looks like certainly had an attempt at a pangram. I can't see. There may be a Q in there. I'm just not spotting it. That was a very good quick cryptic puzzle. Wow, not easy at all. I mean, well done. If anybody got that done and they've come to these, they're attacking cryptic crosswords from these videos, I'd be intrigued to know. Do drop a comment if you do like these videos. I love hearing how you're getting on with your cryptic crossword solving. I hope these videos are helpful. Do drop a like, do subscribe please if you can. It would help. It helps the channel and it helps with the algorithm and getting these puzzles seen by as many people as possible, and I think that would be a rather wonderful thing. Yeah, thanks for watching, and let me know. Do drop a kind comment in, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.